Click on the body machine figure to zoom into the secret world beneath your skin. Or click inside the picture boxes to find out how your body works. What are you made of? Chemical makeup. Water content. Water content. Body regulation.
Changes in body temperature are detected by the hypothalamus, a control center in the brain that sends messages to other parts of the body. If the temperature rises, messages are sent to the skin, which loses heat by sweating. If the temperature falls, the muscles receive messages and begin to shiver, so generating extra heat. Changes in the amount of sugar in the blood are detected by the pancreas. If the level increases, the pancreas releases a chemical called insulin, which stimulates the liver to store sugar. If the level falls, a chemical called glucagon is released, which stimulates the liver to release sugar back into the bloodstream. Changes in the body's water levels are detected by the hypothalamus in the brain. If water levels fall, the hypothalamus sends messages which make us feel thirsty. The pituitary gland also releases a chemical which causes the kidneys to release less water in the form of urine. If the water level rises, the kidneys make more urine.
Energy and metabolism.
Your body's cells are constantly supplied with food and oxygen from the bloodstream. The blue arrows represent food and the red arrows oxygen. Parts of the food are used as fuel by the cell to release energy for vital functions. Other parts are used to maintain and repair the cell itself. The energy from food is released inside thousands of cell parts called mitochondria in a process that requires oxygen. Carbon dioxide, which is represented by the green arrows, is a waste product of this process. The energy is used to fuel all the chemical reactions that maintain and repair the cell and to provide heat for body warmth.
Click on the body machine. Why do you blink? Your eyes are producing tears all the time, not just when you cry. Tears moisten and cleanse your eyes before draining away into your nasal cavity. Tears are produced in the lacrimal gland and flow through tiny ducts onto the surface of your eye. As they do so, your eyelids close and you blink, spreading the tears across the front of your eye. Any excess tears collect in the lacrimal sac before draining down a duct into your nasal cavity. What happens when you sleep? Brainwave activity. When you are awake, your brain is extremely active, controlling your body and its actions. Your heart rate, blood pressure, and rate of energy usage are at regular levels, and this is reflected by intense electrical signals called brain waves. When you are in a state of deep sleep, your body functions slow down considerably. The electrical signals sent out by your brain relax and become less intense. Your breathing rate and heart rate become irregular during dream or REM sleep. The electrical signals from your brain are intense at this time and resemble those sent when you are awake. Adult sleeping cycles. There are 3 main stages in a sleeping cycle, starting with wakefulness. Alternating periods of deep sleep and dream sleep follow, until an average adult wakes up after sleeping for around 8 hours. Adult sleeping cycles. During an average 8-hour period of sleep, an adult will slip from deep sleep into increasing periods of dream sleep every 90 minutes. The periods of deep sleep will therefore decrease toward the morning. Adult sleeping cycle. You are most likely to dream during REM or rapid eye movement sleep. Toward the morning, the amount of dream sleep increases compared with deep sleep. Dream sleep makes up around a quarter of an adult's total sleeping time. How do you hear?
When you hear sounds, all the delicate mechanisms in your outer, middle, and inner ear are working together. The auricle collects sound waves and funnels them down the ear passage. The sound waves hit the eardrum, causing it to vibrate. The vibrations are transmitted to the 3 small bones in the middle ear, the hammer, the anvil, and the stirrup. Vibrations pass through the oval window to reach the cochlea in the inner ear. Here, sound vibrations are changed into nerve impulses. These are sent along the acoustic nerve to the brain, where they are interpreted as sounds.
How do you swallow?
Peristalsis is the process by which food is passed through the tube-like organs of the digestive system. These tubes consist of 2 layers of muscles, an outer lengthways muscle layer and an inner circular muscle layer. The alternate contraction of these layers creates a wave of muscular movement that squeezes food all the way from the mouth to the intestines.
Why do you chew your food? 4 sets of muscles are responsible for biting and chewing. The 2 that you can see here work together to close the mouth when biting. 2 smaller, deeper muscles produce the side-to-side chewing movements that grind food between the teeth. How do reflex actions work? A reflex action is an automatic response to a stimulus like heat or pain. Your body automatically pulls away from such dangers without you having to think about it. The hand accidentally hits a sharp point which stimulates a pain receptor in the skin. Nerve impulses are sent along the sensory neuron to the spinal cord, where they are processed and immediately sent back along the motor neuron. The nerve impulses then enter the biceps muscle in the arm, causing the muscles to contract and pull the hand away from the source of pain. How often does your heart beat?
Each heartbeat consists of 2 stages, which form the double pulsing sounds that you can hear now. During the first stage of the heartbeat, blood flows into the upper chambers of the heart. As it travels down into the lower chambers, it passes through a pair of valves which close after it to prevent backflow. The first short lub sound of the heartbeat is made by these valves as they close. During the second stage, the muscle in the heart's lower chambers contracts and squeezes the blood out of the heart. To prevent any blood from returning to the heart, another pair of valves close at the exit of the heart. This closure makes the second duller dub sound.
What are you made of? How do your joints move? Hinge joint.
A hinge joint permits forward and backward movement in one direction only. It does not allow sideways movement.
Pivot joint.
A pivot joint allows one bone to move around the other from side to side.
Saddle joint.
A saddle joint provides backward and forward movement, in addition to sideways movement.
Ball and socket joint.
A ball and socket joint permits movement in all directions, backward and forward, side to side, twisting, and any combination of the three.
How do your bones grow?
When a baby is born, only parts of its skeleton are made of bone. The bony parts can be seen on these X-ray illustrations. The spaces in between contain cartilage, the tough but flexible material that you can feel supporting your nose and ears. As a child grows and its skeleton develops, the cartilage is gradually replaced by bone. By the age of 20, the fully grown skeleton is made entirely of bone.
Where does your energy come from? What makes your blood flow?
In the circulatory system, blood travels first from the heart to the lungs along a major blood vessel called the pulmonary artery. This artery leads to a network of capillaries inside the lungs which pick up oxygen. The capillaries are connected to the pulmonary vein, which then carries blood back to the heart. In the second part of the circulatory system, blood travels from the heart to all other parts of the body. It leaves the heart in the main artery called the aorta. Connected to this artery is a network of smaller blood vessels and capillaries. Once inside the capillaries, the blood deposits its oxygen, which is carried to all other parts of the body. The oxygen-poor blood then returns to the heart along the main vein, the vena cava.
What happens when you exercise? As you walk, your heart rate is constant at about 80 beats per minute. Your heart rate can be measured by picking up the electrical signals sent by your heart and displaying them as patterns on the screen of an electrocardiogram or ECG machine. As you start to run, your heart beats faster and more powerfully to increase the amount of blood being pumped around your body. The electrocardiogram shows that the heart is beating faster. The exact heart rate depends on 3 factors: how fast you run, how fit you are, and how old you are. As you walk, your breathing rate is constant at around 20 breaths a minute. This rate can be displayed on a graph if you breathe into a machine called a spirometer that measures the volume of air breathed in and out. Each peak on the graph represents a breath in, and each trough a breath out. As you start to run, you breathe more quickly and deeply in order to absorb more oxygen and expel more carbon dioxide. These breathing rate changes are represented by the increased closeness and depth of the waves on the graph. Your pulse. Measuring your pulse. Measuring your heart rate. The line on the screen makes the same pattern many times over. Each pattern represents one heartbeat. The first peak in the pattern is displayed as the upper heart contracts. The largest peak is displayed as the lower heart contracts. And the last peak appears as the lower heart relaxes again. Your heart rate is worked out by measuring similar distances between the patterns. The shape of the patterns tell the doctor about your heart's health. Click on the body machine figure. Healthy eating. Carbohydrates. Fats. Fibers. Proteins. Vitamins. Minerals. Vitamin. Click on the bottom. Sleeping cycles. Yawning. A shortage of oxygen in your bloodstream makes you feel tired. This triggers the yawn reflex, and your mouth opens wide as you breathe in deeply. Oxygen-rich air passes into your lungs, from where it is absorbed into your bloodstream, giving you more energy. Click. Your organs are contained within different areas of organs of the head and neck.
Larynx.
Body systems. Your skeleton is your inner strength and support. The 206 bones that hold up the human body provide a flexible framework for your movements, anchorage points for your muscles, and protection for delicate parts like your brain, heart, and lungs. Body systems. This system map deals with the muscles that are attached to the skeleton, known as the skeletal muscles. These muscles hold your body in position and enable you to move. They can roughly be divided into two layers, a superficial layer and a deep layer. Body systems. The circulatory system is operated by the heart, which pumps blood around your body through a network of vessels. Blood carries oxygen and essential substances to all the tissues of the body and removes waste from them. Body systems. The digestive system consists of a long tube that runs right through the body and the digestive organs, known as the liver, the gallbladder, and the pancreas. This system breaks down food into simple substances by a process called digestion. The body can then absorb these substances and use them for energy and body maintenance. Body systems. The urinary system consists of 2 kidneys, a bladder, and their connections. The main function of this system is to maintain a steady fluid balance in the body through the production of urine. It also gets rid of some waste products and controls the levels of salts and acids in the body. Body systems. The nervous system consists of the brain, the spinal cord, and millions of nerve cells. Together they form a complex network through which messages or nerve impulses are carried from one part of the body to another. In this way, your nervous system controls most of the body's activities. Body systems. The lymphatic system is a collection of ducts, organs, and tissues which collect excess fluid, or lymph, from your body and transport it back to the heart. The lymphatic system also helps to defend the body against infection. Body systems. The hormonal system consists of a collection of glands which release chemical messages called hormones into the blood. Hormones travel around the body to reach specific organs and tissues where they help to regulate activities such as growth, reproduction, and more general body functions. Body systems. The hormonal system consists of a collection of glands which release chemical messages called hormones into the blood. Hormones travel around the body to reach specific organs and tissues where they help to regulate activities such as growth, reproduction, and more general body functions. Body systems. The cells in your body need oxygen for energy. The respiratory system delivers air containing oxygen to the cells via your bloodstream and removes the waste product carbon dioxide. The organs involved in respiration include the upper air passages, the lungs, and the muscles that control breathing. Body systems. Click on the body machine figure